Okay, guys, we are live tonight. Welcome back to the Audible Ecstasy live show. We are doing a review of, or a discussion of, the newest Amon Amarth release, Jomsviking. And I'm Jimmy.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Anthony.
And Anthony has no video tonight. This is awesome.
I have no video again for some reason.
That's all right. So, guys, basically, just standard Swedish death metal here. Who wants to start this thing off?
I'll give it a go since I'm probably the one that knew the least about this group.
Yeah, this is going to be a fresh opinion on.
Before I ever listened to this album, I never knew there was such a thing as Viking metal before. So that's actually what it's categorized as. I like look these guys up. Another thing, doing a little research on this album, I didn't realize that first time I listened to it, this thing is kind of like
Operation Mindcrime.
Exactly, where it tells a story from beginning to end.
It's called a metal
and
rock
honestly,
opera.
It gave me a whole new appreciation of the album when I realized that. I thought it was. I liked it. First, I want to say I did enjoy the album. If I had to give it a rating, I'd say probably about. Honestly, I really liked it. I'd say like a 9.5 out of 10, something like that.
Good Lord.
These guys, the vocals at first, I was like, what? What the hell's up with this guy? And the more I started listening to it, it just had like a real theatrical kind of sound to it. It's almost like you're listening to some sort of metal opera or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like when I listened to it through that, scope, I was like, this is really pretty good. I didn't really have like a least favorite song on this album. I will say my two favorites were At Dawn's First Light. I love that song.
Great song.
And,
That's a great song.
On a Sea of Blood. Those were probably my two favorites.
Wow. They're two great songs.
All the way through. I thought the vocals, like I say, a little theatrical, kind of comical, but at the same time, it was effective for what this was. And man, the guitars and drums, everything. The instrumental is just fantastic too. These guys rock like hell. They really do. Overall, I enjoyed it. And first time I listened to it, I didn't think I would. So I have to say, I'm glad I gave it a second listen. And maybe the first time I listened to it, just wasn't in the mood for it. I don't know, but I liked it quite a bit. Good stuff.
Good Lord, I am absolutely in shock. That is fantastic.
I'm actually glad I picked a good album for a change.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and get off that crap list, which you had you on there.
I'm 2 of 3 or one of 3, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure your stats are that good, but that's close.
Yeah, maybe true.
Anthony, go ahead, man. Throw it at me. I've been listening to these guys since good Lord knows how long.
Yeah, this is one of those albums like Devil Driver's album that we went over that one time where this is my first introduction to Amon Amarth. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and that song, I have no issues with this album at all, personally. It's probably a 9.5 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. It's one of the better, I think it's one of the better metal albums that I've heard in a long, long time. Personally.
That's really good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But the only song that if I had to pick a song that kind of I still growing on me is that A Dream That Cannot Be. Their vocals together don't mesh as well as they could.
The girl, yeah.
That shocked me hearing a girl come out of this, like all the way through this album, and all of a sudden I was like, what's that?
That was a Dora Pesh, wasn't it, Jimmy? Is that right?
It is Dora Pesh. That's correct.
She's from back in the 70s and 80s, isn't she?
Well, late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, she's from a band called Warlock, and then lots of solo work after that. She's not that bad of a singer, guys, but I'm just like you said. I don't think it pairs well with Johan here, or Johan Hegg. I'm with you, man. Anthony, when I do mine, it's the exact same song. I think is the least favorite in the whole album.
Yeah, even though I do like the song and I enjoy the song and I get into the song, but if I had to pick one song that stands out as sort of the minor blemish, 1,000 Burning Arrows, that's the song that really introduced me to this band, and I've been loving that song for a while. And Back on Northern Shore is another great one, and raise your horns. I mean, I got my kids singing that song today. Nate was singing that song.
I gave that one a 10 too. I like that one a lot. Yeah, it was good.
It's like a ballad or something, but sort of a Viking ballad, I guess you could say.
It's like you can see a bunch of guys on a boat like rowing while they're singing that.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
That's a killer album. So I mean, I got no issues with it, man.
It is it's a fantastic album. I agree. So Anthony, your rating was you say a 9.5 to 10?
Somewhere in that range, 9.5 to 10.
That's what I gave it too, Jimmy. 9.5.
Dude, that guys. It makes me smile that you guys you all enjoyed it because I mean, Anthony, I kind of knew you dug this stuff. Chris, I totally did not expect you to like this as much as you did. Now, I go back a long way with Amon Amarth. Chris knows. I used to have a buddy that worked at a record store here in Abingdon, and man, I used to go see him every week on Fridays.
You were listening to him back then? Shane back in
Shane Church, yeah. The first album I ever got by him was called The Avenger, and it came out probably 99-ish.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a long time ago, man.
Right. And I've been hooked on them since. Every album that's ever came out, I've gotten from them, even the live stuff. I mean, I used to have some kind of DVD, but I think I lost it in a move. But it was great. It brings me, big smiles because you guys appreciate it. This album has some of the greatest guitar tones I've heard them come out. Although this is not I wouldn't say it's as heavy as some of the earlier stuff, believe it or not. Yeah. But it still is a heavy album. This is still death metal. This is still Viking metal. It is absolutely fantastic. My favorite song. I mean, you know what, Chris, the songs you listen to.
I've never heard such a thing. I swear.
That's funny,
Chris.
Man.
Did you know there's actually pirate metal too?
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah, there's all kinds of metal. But Chris, just like you, I'm telling you right now, this album is basically a hit you right in the face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 7 songs rock.
Yeah.
My favorite of those is Wanderer, but like you said, Chris, you said you liked Dawn's First Light, and did you say you liked
that was my favorite
On a Sea of Blood?
Yeah, those two are my 2 favorites. Yeah.
So those are probably my next favorites as well. And like I said earlier, my least favorite was the one that Dora sings on, and it's not because it's a bad song. It's just my least favorite, man.
I give it an 8, and that is about the lowest score I had on here, so I agree.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And I'm glad you looked up this album. I was going to bring that up because I didn't know if you guys would I didn't know if you'd invest the time to even consider what this was about. It is a rock opera or a metal opera, if you will. And it's different because this is the first time they've really done something that's this a full album worth of stuff. Usually they've got, themes throughout all their albums, but this was definitely a story of lost love, basically, and revenge, and of course death at the end. But fantastic album. I give this a 9 only because I feel like the earlier stuff is a little better, but this album absolutely rocks, and it does not disappoint in the least bit to me. I can listen to this one any given day. I prefer Versus the World and Avenger, and I used to like With Odin on Our Side more than this, but after I listened to this week a couple of times, I haven't listened to this since probably 6 months or something. I mean, it's been a while since I've listened to this album, and it's just.
Is that when this came out? Is it pretty new?
It's about a year and a half old. I think it came out in 2016. I think the spring, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe it might have been last summer, but it's been over a year now.
We need to see these guys in concert. I'm telling you.
I agree.
We need to find these guys in concert.
I agree, Chris. It would be fantastic.
Actually, I bought earlier this year, so it's been pretty recent when it came out. So
it's a great overall, guys. It's probably one of the better albums we've reviewed in a while, to be honest with you. It really is.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's hard to believe I can't believe we're all talking about it like this, but that's great. Other than that, that was. And if anybody watches this, it turns out to be, a true Amon Amarth fan, they may down this or whatever, but because I know there was a little bit of hesitation for people to adopt this album, I think, when it first came out, but overall, this thing rocks. I mean,
people are like that, man. When they have a little bit of a change in a band,
you're right. I'm guilty of it too. I'm the first one that'll throw a stone in a glass house when it comes to
with groups. They can't win if they don't change it up. People will be like, they're just, it sounds
doing
like
the same thing.
They complain about that, and if they do change it up, it's just like,
they're sellouts.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's where you come in at, like I came in pretty much on this album, and then I kind of gone backwards, and I haven't really gotten past probably the Avenger. I probably have stopped there. I haven't listened to a lot of the earlier stuff.
Well,
I mean, Deceiver of the
you've only got
Gods.
a couple. You're only like a couple albums away because you know the first album was it? Oh God, I can't remember the first album, but I mean it was like
Well, there's an EP here that's saying
86 or something.
Sorrow Throughout in '96, something like that.
The Nine Worlds. Yeah, they actually do that live on Versus the World album I've got, which is fantastic.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
Yeah, Versus the World's awesome. That album's pretty different, but it's a lot of rock and stuff, dude. Incredible guitar. This album we just listened to has got awesome production, and the guitar and drum is just fantastic on it. And the dude's vocals fit the music style, and that's just what I like.
It's very theatrical. I have to say, I could see this guy doing this on Broadway or something. I mean,
you should watch live video of these guys. It's great.
You know what I mean? It's almost like I'm curious to see the concert. Is it?
They bring out a big Viking ship. He walks around with a horn, drinks beer out of it.
That's exactly what I expect all these guys. Yeah.
Oh, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do.
Well, you got to go all out, man. You know, when you do that.
It's dude. It's good. They put on a show, and we missed them last year or year before. I guess it was last year. They came. I think they came to Charlotte or Concord for that Metal Fest show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's that 2-day or 3-day thing they do down there, which we should
have.
Carolina Rebellion.
They got a couple shows in Massachusetts coming up.
Yeah, not making that drive. It's like 15 hours.
Boca District, Panama, wherever that is.
I don't know about that one either. Oh Lord! All right, boys. What's up for next week? What kind of album we're going to do?
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Well, I picked the band last week, I guess, but
I could throw a suggestion out there. I was thinking about that tonight myself. I don't know if you guys would like this or not. It's totally different than what we just listened to. But,
the new Maroon 5. You
There's a guy out here. He came to Rhythm and Roots a few years ago. He's kind of like the main act that year. A fellow named Anderson East. Y'all ever heard of him before?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Well, it's kind of like soul rock kind of blend. I don't know how to explain it exactly. He's best known for being Mr. Miranda Lambert right now, I guess. But
good Lord.
Yeah. But it's actually a really good album, and I was impressed. He put on a great live show. You guys are interested. I named Anderson East.
Is that on the Amazon? I can listen to it.
It is on Amazon. I checked before.
Excellent. Anderson East. I don't know if it's his real name.
I think so.
I don't see him on Spotify.
What's that?
Oh, there he is. Anderson East.
Anderson East.
The name of the album is Delilah.
Oh, hell.
He's only got one album on here.
It's probably the only album he's got.
He's about to release another one, but it's not out yet.
Okay. Well, if that's what you guys want to rock out to, that's fine.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. You guys might like it, you might not. Feel free to slam it. You made me listen to stuff, so. Although I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually, once I started listening to it. So
that's fine.
Well, give it a shot. I mean, I don't know. Can you compare it to? I mean, what is it? Is it country? Is it rock? What is it exactly?
ZZ Top.
No, it's not. It's like soul rock mesh. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like old school Rod Stewart or something. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's
This should be interesting.
You might hate it. Feel free to slam it. I mean, I'm not gonna be offended.
I'll bring the dildo next week.
It's quite a departure from what we just listened to. I'll say that.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Chris. I was going to text you this week. I was like, if he's going to slam this, I don't want to know until the podcast.
I was fully prepared for the slamming, to be honest with you.
The first time I listened to it, I heard that voice, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I didn't really get a chance to listen to it too much until actually I threw it on, I guess, yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to give this a good listen. And then I started enjoying it then, and I played it again today all the way through so I could write my review.
Need to listen to like Twilight of the Thunder God or Deceiver of the Gods, one of those.
I don't know about you guys. I find it's easier for me to listen to it like the day of the review because it keeps it fresh in my mind. And
I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing.
That's
Most
when
of
I'm
the
writing my notes out like a couple hours before we do this, so it makes it easier for me. So.
It depends on what we're listening to. Now, I usually listen to it a couple times throughout the week or 2 or 3 times, but I always try to listen the same day just so it gets a fresh, fresh sound in my mind. And
yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
oh, Lord.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, Chris.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, boys. Well, I was trying to think next time we do this, but I'm assuming next Thursday we'll try this again.
Yeah,
it seems like Thursday at 8:30 works pretty good.
Okay.
And I think that album, I don't believe it's got a lot of songs on it, so it's not something you're going to have to like labor through if you don't like it.
Well,
Might like 10 songs on it. I don't know.
It's all right. But it's totally fine.
I think you'd like it, honestly. I mean, it's a change of pace, but
That's,
Yeah.
dude, I'll listen to anything. I'll give it a shot for sure.
I got a feeling your wife would like this, actually, Jim.
If it's got guitar in it, I pretty much like it.
Not like guitar, a lot of horns.
A lot of horns.
Yeah, he's got like a brass section that he tours with.
Is it jazzy?
It's more jazzy than rock. I'll say that. More
Okay,
like
well, I would be okay with that. I dig my jazz.
Stuff. I don't know.
I dig the jazz. That's okay.
But I'll say this: the guy like travels around local clubs, and you can catch him.
I saw he's going to be in Asheville.
Yeah, he's playing at that Gray Eagle place over there in the spring.
I'm not familiar with it, but yeah.
So they were in the artsy district there.
Good Lord. Artsy fartsy land, huh?
Yeah, the Asheville, the whole damn place is the artsy district.
Yeah.
It really is. I like the Stormtrooper ones, Jimmy.
Yeah. My son got tired of being in his room. I was like, I'll take it.
There you go. Nice prop for the podcast, man.
That's right, boys.
You need to be watching Star Wars Rebels. Have you watched it yet?
Is that a cartoon?
Yeah, it's an amazing show, man. You don't even feel like it when you watch it, man. I'm telling you.
Does George Lucas have anything to do with that?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure who has the brains behind it. It like bridges the gap between a couple, like I think A New Hope and the prequels or something like that. It's like in between them. Like Darth Vader's been on there, Princess Leia's been on there. It's been really neat stuff. So, highly recommend it. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to Star Wars coming out in the fall.
Let me ask you guys. We've been watching Stranger Things on Netflix. Have you?
Is it season 2 or season 1?
We just started season 1. We've heard so much about it, and we're almost finished with season 1.
It's only 8 episodes, dude. It won't take you long.
Yeah,
if you get to season 2, don't tell me anything because I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't. After you'd already.
So you guys are familiar with this, obviously.
Yeah, it's
good show, man.
Crystal was telling me about it. I tried to watch it there last year. I recently watched it all the way through. Finally, I caught like maybe out of those 8 episodes, I caught 4 of them. They weren't 4 in a row. But then I finally watched them all. So
I've been watching a few other shows. So I haven't got around to seeing season 2 yet. I'm trying to finish up this other stuff.
I say with you, Anthony, being into sci-fi like you are, that really would. I mean,
I absolutely love season 1. That was a great show, man. I couldn't stop watching that. So I'm really looking forward to season 2.
Yeah.
I know. I've been watching. I've been watching Star Wars Rebels and Gotham and a few others. So, not a lot of time for that one right now. Gotham's a great show too. If you've never watched it.
You need to catch up on American Horror Story, man, because that's the show. You'd love that if you'd watch it. I think.
Yeah. I will eventually watch some of it. Got to find time for it.
Well, that's good.
I understand that, man.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I guess I will let Jimmy get on to his 9 o'clock.
I was getting ready to say, boys, I'm ready to call tonight. If y'all are.
We can wrap it up. I'm curious to see what you guys think of this album. Actually,
I'll check it out and see what happens. If it's good, it's good, man. If it's bad, I'll let you know.
Well, I mean, keep this in mind. He was like the main rock guy at Rhythm and Roots 2 years ago. So I mean, the kind of stuff that it's that kind of. It's not really folksy. I wouldn't go that route exactly, but like, do you like soul music?
James Brown style?
Well, not
that's
exactly.
soul music.
I know, but it's like white guy soul music, I guess.
Like Hall & Oates.
I'm not familiar with that.
No. Well, you'll hear it.
Hall &
See
Oates.
what you think. I enjoy it.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll give it a listen.
All right, sounds good.
Who knows?
I look forward to your
I may love it.
review on this next week. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, boys. That's
All right,
it
guys.
for this week. Y'all be safe.
All right. Later.
Later, guys.